Hi everybody, today we're going to talk about polynomials and what they are. So first of all, what is a polynomial? Well, a polynomial is a collection of terms that are connected with addition and subtraction. So an example might look something like this. 5x squared plus 3x plus 5y. So there's a polynomial, and in this polynomial we've got three terms. We've got one term here with the 5x squared, a second term with the 3x, and a third term with the 5y. So each term inside of that polynomial is separated by an addition symbol. We could have also had subtraction between those terms and still would have separated those terms out into their separate parts. The next vocab that we've got on our list is a coefficient. The coefficient of each term is the constant that's being multiplied by our variable. So as an example, we've got a 5 right here with our 5x squared. Our coefficient is 5. Our degree of a term has to do with the power in that term, so the exponent. And what we're going to do, if there's only one exponent, we look at this. So for example, let's take our first term right there, 5x squared. This one has a degree of 2. If there's more than one variable, though, that makes things a little different. So maybe I've got a 3x squared y to the 5th, and I want to find the degree of that. So what I do for that is I take all of the exponents, I take their powers, all the exponents of the variables, and I add them together. So this one has a degree of 7. So here when I add up all of their exponents, I've got an 8, a 3, a 5, and don't forget this one right here for the q. If it's not there, we have to assume that it's 1, q to the first power. So we'd have a degree of 8 plus 3 plus 5 plus 1, or degree, let's see, we've got 11, 16, 17, degree of 17. Okay, so we've got the degree of a term down. Now, degree of a polynomial is the same as the degree of the highest term in the polynomial. So in our example up top, this polynomial right here has a degree of 2 because our first term has a degree 2, our second term has a degree of 1, and our third term has a degree of 1. So the highest degree is a degree of 2. Maybe if I had something like 15x to the 4th, y to the 3rd, plus 18xy to the 8th, minus 13xy to the 3rd, z to the 5th, q to the 3rd. I look at these individual terms and I'd say this term has a degree of 7, this term has a degree of 9, and my last term has a degree of 11. So that means my polynomial has a degree of 11 because 11 is our highest degree term. Okay, the next vocab that we've got is a constant. A constant is something that does not change regardless of the value of x. So in other words, a constant might be 5, or it might be negative 13. It's some value without a variable attached. Standard form for a polynomial goes highest degree to lowest degree. And sometimes that's easier to do than others, and that'll just come with some practice. We'll see some more examples in some situations, and we'll keep practicing putting things in standard form. Last vocab that we've got today is our leading coefficient. Our leading coefficient is the coefficient of the first term when the polynomial is in standard form. So it might look something like this. 5x minus 18x squared plus 32x to the 5th minus 8. So first thing I've got to do is I've got to put this in standard form. So I'm going to start with my highest degree, 32x to the 5th. I'm going to go to my next highest degree. That's a negative, so minus 18x squared. Next I've got this 5x. And finally I've got my constant term, minus 8. So when I look at this, I would say my leading coefficient is 32.